Well, greetings. What is up? This is your boy, the professor. I hope all is well. I just put up on the website a interview that came from Republic World. It was with Arnab as he sat down with Hrithik and discussed the stalking case of Kangana. And I've watched this interview. I have it up on my website if you want to go back and listen to it. It's 2 hours long. This is an incredible thing to listen to this interview, right? Um, I mean, I watched the interview. I watched it. First of all, let me just say with this: Arnab is very good at what he does. I'm enjoying Arnab. I've been watching his debate show. It helps me to get more informed about India and what's going on here. And I thought he did a really good job of keeping the pressure on Hrithik, keeping him, what about this? What about that? It was not a softball interview. I thought he was very kind and professional to him, but it was not a softball interview. Um, I found this to be unbelievable. I found Hrithik's, answers to be unbelievable. Um, I, I mean, you have to kind of suspend disbelief to buy this story. I think personally, um, either he is the most unluckiest dude in the world, and she is a complete psycho, or there's more that meets the story. I mean, Arnab mentioned many times the old adage, where there's smoke, there's fire. And me being almost 50 can say that's true. So almost as a 50-year-old guy, where I see this with Hrithik, at the very, very least, he is, at the most innocent that he is in this, is that he is extremely naive and over-friendly with women, young starlets. The very least, that he's showing himself to have no judgment about his life. Now, I find that kind of hard to believe because you see the films that he makes and that he's able to put together. He's not a moron, right? And I think that this would be career suicide for Kangana to fabricate the story and come out against one of the bigger stars of Bollywood and make these accusations and continue it on. I I think what we have here is there is mutual affection between the two people, and nobody knows at what length did it go to. Was it an intimate relationship that they were carrying on in a tawdry affair? Or was it they wanted to, but they just didn't? There is clearly affection. When you see Hrithik talk about her, he cares about her. He does. I mean, homies don't, when you're fighting for your life and your career and your reputation, homies don't take the high road in a situation like this, when everything is getting ready to come down. Either she has something on him, right, that he is trying to avoid coming out, or he's just so morally pure and above board and naive that we can all pull from his example that he's giving to us in life. I don't know to what extent. Obviously, those two know for sure. But Arnab brings up a point in a later debate that he's surrendered everything, his passport, his emails, everything to the police, to try to get this thing taken care of, to try to prove his innocence. Now, Hrithik did say that he went to a private security firm first and had them, kind of go through his computer to get stuff. I'm sure things could have been rearranged if that's the case. I guess it's at what point, at what point does this does his story become believable? I don't know. And I guess it also probably comes up with what difference does it make, right? Because in America, nobody would care about this. You know, that, oh, a married Hollywood star is dating somebody half his age and got caught. You know, like, they would be like, duh, that's what we do in Hollywood. Now, what I've noticed with my Hindu friends, very more conservative. I'm curious to see what kind of impact this will truly have on him. What I would love to see is bring the two together on camera. Oh, if you had the two up there with Arnab had both of them, you would be able to tell in a minute who was crazy. You'd be able to tell in a minute. I'm just telling you, dude, he's pulling punches, and there's a reason he's pulling punches. Either he is morally pure and better than everybody, and if that's the case, he serves as an example for all of us to live by. Either she knows a whole lot about him, and he's trying to diffuse this without having more damage done, or he truly, truly cares about her. And just because of circumstances of life, he cannot be with her for whatever reason. It's one of those three. I personally think it's the third one. I think he truly cares about her, but because of circumstances of life, he cannot come together with her for whatever reason. And I tell you what, man, this would make a great film. Don't you think so? This would make a great film. Somebody should write this as a film. I mean, and if his story is completely true, right? How crazy is this woman? Like, to be doing all this stuff that he said, and the sister, and all this stuff, and the photoshopping, and you know, the nude pictures, and the graphic emails. Dude, she's crazy if it's true. I don't know if it's true. I don't know. I think their affection for one another has spilled over into the public, and for whatever reason, he's doing damage control. So, what say you, India? What do you think about this? I found Arnab completely fascinating. I really enjoy his debate show. I watched a second one after this, where he had a bunch of people on to talk about this interview. What did you think of it? And it, you know, and it was people who worked in the Bollywood film industry, people who were, you know, whatever, and it was pretty good to listen to. But it turned quickly into, like, you know, when they have Pakistan on, where everybody starts yelling and talking over each other. So, anyways, very, very interesting story. I'll continue to follow it. You guys, in Mexico, they have a term called machismo, which is the gossip. If you're a guy, it's machismo. If you're a woman, it's machismo. What is the machismo in India about this? I'd be curious to hear this. I'll catch you guys later. Peace and much love.